Imagine a nation so vast that 1 in every 5 Africans calls it home. A place where over 500 languages echo through bustling streets, where the film industry rivals Hollywood in output, and where the rhythm of Afro beats pulses through every corner of the globe. This isn't a fantasy, this is Nigeria, and what you're about to discover will shatter every assumption you've ever had about this extraordinary West African powerhouse. From floating slums that defy imagination to billionaires, reshaping an entire continent. From traffic that operates by its own wild rules to a cultural tapestry so rich it influences global fashion and entertainment. Nigeria is a country of extremes, contradictions, and absolutely mind-blowing realities. The Federal Republic of Nigeria stands as Africa's 10th largest country by area, stretching 4 times the size of the United Kingdom and twice the size of California. But size barely begins to tell this story. Marriage is not a choice, but an expectation. In Nigerian society, marriage and children aren't lifestyle choices, they're sacred obligations. Remaining single or childless raises eyebrows and invites relentless questioning, particularly from in-laws who simply cannot comprehend these decisions as voluntary. The pressure intensifies dramatically on women, who face interrogation about why they haven't given birth yet. Some family members throw insults freely, labeling wives as barren, with blame falling squarely on the woman, regardless of the actual circumstances. But bearing children alone isn't enough. A deeply rooted tradition demands that couples produce male heirs specifically. 2 powerful reasons drive this expectation: ensuring the man's blood relatives inherit his property upon death, and guaranteeing his family name continues through generations. This cultural imperative shapes countless family dynamics and life decisions across the nation. Jollof rice, the dish that started a war. Nigerian cuisine revolves heavily around meat and rice, but jollof rice magnificently combines both in a rich, flavorful tomato broth that defines the nation's culinary identity. This characteristically spicy dish, infused with peppers and Scotch bonnets, represents more than just food, it's cultural pride on a plate. Virtually every Nigerian knows how to prepare jollof rice using basmati or long-grain rice, tomatoes, peppers, and carefully selected spices. Nigerians take their jollof rice seriously. So seriously, in fact, that a never-ending rivalry rages between Nigerians and Ghanaians over who makes the superior version. This playful yet passionate dispute transcends mere cuisine, becoming a matter of national honor. Whether at weddings, celebrations, or casual gatherings, jollof rice remains absolutely essential, cementing its status as the undisputed national dish. Faith runs deep. Atheism doesn't. Nigeria breathes religion with every sunrise. The overwhelming majority follows either Islam or Christianity, with faith permeating every aspect of daily existence, from clothing choices to social interactions, from business dealings to family structures. In this deeply spiritual environment, openly declaring atheism can shock or deeply unsettle many Nigerians, who typically expect everyone to belong to one of the major religions. Religion transcends personal belief here, intertwining inseparably with culture and identity itself. When someone reveals they follow no religion, many Nigerians struggle to comprehend this position simply because atheism remains rarely discussed or acknowledged. This doesn't reflect unkindness, but rather genuine unfamiliarity with secular worldviews. For visitors navigating Nigerian society, understanding and respecting these religious sensibilities proves essential, as faith-based discussions can touch extremely sensitive nerves. Eyes down, a sign of respect. Western culture teaches that direct eye contact signals respect and genuine interest. In Nigeria and much of Africa, however, this exact gesture communicates disrespect, particularly when directed at elders. Staring directly into an older person's eyes while speaking violates social norms so fundamental that they're rarely questioned. Some traditions even prohibit brides from maintaining eye contact with their suitors, as doing so might portray them as indecent or overly forward. Nigerians consider direct eye contact an aggressive posture, while Westerners often interpret averted eyes as shyness, dishonesty, or lack of confidence. These contradictory cultural codes create fascinating cross-cultural misunderstandings, reminding us how profoundly body language varies across societies. Nollywood and Afrobeats. Nigeria's global cultural explosion. Nigeria's entertainment industry dominates Africa and increasingly captivates the entire world. Nollywood, the country's film industry, ranks as the second largest producer of films globally, churning out approximately 200 movies weekly, roughly 10,000 films annually. This staggering output trails only India's Bollywood, though Nollywood's revenue of $590 million yearly doesn't match its Asian and American counterparts. Nevertheless, it employs over 1 million people nationwide, making it Nigeria's second largest employer. Nollywood movies command massive followings across Africa and among the African diaspora worldwide. Meanwhile, Nigerian music reshapes global soundscapes. The nation pioneered Afrobeats, a genre now dominating international charts and influencing contemporary world music profoundly. Artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido, and Tiwa Savage elevate Afrobeats to unprecedented heights, collaborating with global superstars and filling stadiums across continents. Nigeria's cultural soft power grows exponentially, proving that creativity and storytelling transcend borders. Lagos, Africa's megacity marvel. Many assume Abuja, the capital, ranks as Nigeria's largest city. They're wrong. Lagos claims that title decisively, housing over 23 million people, making it not only Africa's largest city by population, but also one of the fastest-growing urban centers worldwide. This sprawling megacity pulses with relentless energy, commerce, creativity, and chaos. Economically, Nigeria once dominated Africa with a GDP around $477 billion, leading the continent as its largest economy. However, currency devaluation pushed Nigeria to fourth place behind South Africa, Ethiopia, and Algeria by 2024. Back in 2020, Nigeria ranked as Africa's top economy and 26th globally, averaging $443 billion in GDP. Then COVID-19 struck hard, devastating the economy. Low oil prices, critical since Nigeria depends heavily on petroleum exports, combined with capital flight, caused severe economic slowdown. Experts estimate the economy contracted by approximately 3.25%, while unemployment surged dramatically. Africa's richest, the Dangote Empire. As of 2024, Aliko Dangote holds the title of Africa's wealthiest individual. This Nigerian business titan built his fortune through Dangote Group, a conglomerate spanning numerous industries. The company's crown jewel, Dangote Cement, operates as Africa's largest cement producer, generating enormous wealth. Beyond cement, Dangote maintains substantial investments in sugar, salt, flour, and various consumer goods. His business empire extends across multiple African nations, with ventures in oil, gas, and telecommunications. Dangote's estimated net worth hovers around $22 billion, placing him among the world's wealthiest individuals. His investments and business operations profoundly impact economies throughout Nigeria and the broader continent, creating thousands of jobs and driving infrastructure development. With approximately 219 million people, Nigeria stands as Africa's most populous country and, well, the world's sixth most populated nation, surpassing Russia, Brazil, and Mexico. This population explosion happened remarkably quickly, growing from 95 million in 1990 to 201 million by 2019. Demographic projections paint an even more astonishing picture. Experts predict Nigeria's population will continue expanding rapidly, potentially exceeding 400 million by 2050. If these projections prove accurate, Nigeria will become the world's third most populous country, surpassing the United States. This demographic boom carries profound implications for resources, infrastructure, governance, and regional influence. Nigerian fashion makes bold, unmistakable statements. The Ankara fabric, often called African print, features bright, colorful patterns that have become synonymous with Nigerian style. Traditionally, Ankara was crafted into wrappers worn around the waist and matching blouses, typically reserved for ceremonies or daily village life. These fabrics carry deep cultural meanings, with patterns and colors signifying heritage, social status, or specific occasions. Contemporary fashion has transformed Ankara from traditional garment to global trend. Designers now create blazers, dresses, skirts, gowns, and even swimsuits from this vibrant material. Nigerians wear Ankara for both traditional ceremonies and casual modern occasions, while its popularity spreads worldwide. The fabric's versatility and cultural significance have made it internationally recognizable, with non-Africans increasingly embracing its unique designs and rich heritage. Nigeria ranks among the world's most linguistically diverse countries, with over 500 distinct languages spoken within its borders. While English serves as the official language for schools, offices, and formal settings, daily communication happens primarily in indigenous tongues. Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Fulfulde, Ibibio, Kanuri, and Tiv dominate various regions, particularly in rural areas and among those with less formal education. Nigerian sign languages, including Bura Sign Language and Hausa Sign variants, serve thriving deaf communities nationwide. This linguistic richness reflects even deeper ethnic diversity. Over 250 ethnic groups call Nigeria home, making it Africa's most ethnically diverse nation. The largest groups, Hausa Fulani, Yoruba, and Igbo, coexist with countless smaller communities, each maintaining distinct traditions, customs, and worldviews. This magnificent diversity profoundly influences Nigerian culture, yet also creates competition for power and resources. Ethnic tensions occasionally escalate into civil conflict as different groups vie for political control and influence, revealing both the beauty and complexity of Nigeria's multicultural reality. Nigeria reigns as Africa's largest oil and gas producer, with vast natural resources positioning it as a key player in global energy markets. The country holds the continent's largest natural gas reserves while also leading African oil production. The Niger Delta region concentrates Nigeria's oil industry, with numerous fields producing millions of barrels daily, making Nigeria one of the world's biggest crude oil exporters. Alongside petroleum, Nigeria possesses significant natural gas reserves vital for domestic consumption and export. Despite this resource wealth, Nigeria faces persistent challenges. Fluctuating oil prices create economic instability, infrastructure remains inadequate, and environmental devastation from oil extraction plagues communities. The oil and gas sector remains crucial to the economy, providing employment and driving growth, yet the nation struggles to translate resource abundance into widespread prosperity, a phenomenon economists call the resource curse. Makoko, the floating slum that defies reality. Lagos harbors one of the world's largest slums, Makoko, an extraordinary community built directly on water. Known as the floating slum, Makoko forms a labyrinth of wooden houses, shops, and schools, elevated on stilts above murky lagoon waters. Life revolves entirely around water, with boats serving simultaneously as homes, transportation, and workplaces. Makoko's residents demonstrate remarkable resourcefulness and resilience, engaging in fishing and trading to survive. Strong community bonds help a people endure conditions that would break many others. Yet harsh realities persist. Clean water, proper sanitation, schools and healthcare facilities remain desperately scarce. Many children never attend school. When illness strikes, finding doctors or medicine becomes nearly impossible. In 2012, government authorities began demolishing waterfront homes, displacing nearly 3,000 residents with only 72 hours notice. Families lost everything, left with nowhere to go. Officials deemed Makoko unsuitable for habitation, planning to replace it with modern developments. However, these demolitions, often executed without warning, leave residents feeling abandoned and pushed aside. Visiting Makoko through boat tours provides eye-opening glimpses into a vibrant yet struggling community, desperately deserving attention, support, and opportunities for better futures. Traffic, where rules are merely suggestions. Nigerian traffic operates in magnificent chaos. Traffic lights and road signs function more as friendly suggestions than enforceable rules. Everyone seems perpetually rushed, and roads overflow with cars, buses, motorbikes, and occasionally goats casually crossing streets. Drivers routinely ignore red lights, squeezing through impossible gaps, or driving on sidewalks to avoid delays. Taxi rides feature wild maneuvers, passing on pedestrian paths, running red lights, aggressive lane changes. The streets resemble unpredictable dances where everyone competes to advance. Navigating this chaos requires sharp awareness and considerable bravery. Yet somehow this system functions, with drivers developing instincts that keep the constant hustle moving forward. It's the shadow side: crime and insecurity. Nigeria's political and economic instability, well, it creates environments where crime flourishes. From basic theft and pickpocketing to armed robberies, muggings, abductions and carjackings, the threat spectrum really does run wide. Robbery and kidnapping are concentrated in the southern regions, while terrorist threats dominate the north. Thieves frequently target tourists, so carrying minimal cash and avoiding credit cards proves essential. Credit card fraud remains rampant, which honestly partly explains why most businesses refuse this payment method. States like Anambra, Kogi, Abia and Edo have become hotspots for robberies and kidnappings. Victims typically surrender immediately to avoid injury. Road travel in these areas, especially outside cities, requires, extreme caution. Anyone traveling through these regions should move in convoys during daylight only. Lagos, despite its economic significance, ranks as high risk for travelers. Walking at night, even in groups, poses serious dangers, as most attacks occur after 10 p.m. Demonstrations happen frequently, particularly in Abuja and major cities. Even peaceful protests can turn violent unpredictably, disrupting traffic, public transportation, telecommunications, and internet access. From colony to commonwealth, the long road to sovereignty. Nigeria's modern history bears deep scars from colonial rule and military takeovers. The British seized control of Lagos in 1851, officially annexing it in 1865. By 1901, the entire country became a British protectorate. British rule persisted until Nigeria gained independence in 1960. 3 years later, Nigeria became a republic while remaining within the British Commonwealth, a group of 53 independent nations. In 1966, a violent coup brought military rule. By 1967, the Republic of Biafra declared independence, triggering the devastating Nigerian Civil War. Although Nigeria returned to republican government in 1979, the military overthrew civilians again in 1983, ruling for another decade. Finally, in 1999, after years of instability and military dictatorship, Nigeria transitioned to its current democratic republic. This marked the beginning of its ongoing democratic era, though, of course, challenges to good governance persist, the giant still rising. Nigeria, you see, defies simple categorization. It's a nation of breathtaking contrasts, immense wealth alongside devastating poverty, cutting-edge creativity beside crumbling infrastructure, deep spirituality coexisting with material ambition. With 1/5 of Africa's population calling it home, Nigeria's trajectory will shape the entire continent's future. From Nollywood productions entertaining millions worldwide to Afro beats dominating global playlists, from Dangote's cement empire building Africa's infrastructure to the resilient communities of Makoko surviving against all odds. Nigeria pulses with uncontainable energy and determination. This is the giant of Africa, complex, challenging, chaotic, creative, and utterly captivating. Nigeria isn't just a country, it's a force of nature, a cultural powerhouse, and, honestly, a glimpse into Africa's future unfolding in real time.